This is the beautiful gamepad here on the Lithium Project channel, and I expect we're about to play a very bad football game. How bad? Well, that remains to be seen, I guess. The very low-res quality of your development studio logo does not fill me with much joy. What the? It's fucking Daikatana. Neither does the complete lack of a intro video. No FMV, that's always a bad sign. What is this? Oh, I feel like I'm playing. I feel like I'm. This might be the most offensive main menu screen I've seen yet for one of these games. Fuck me. So yeah, this is Chris Kamara Street Soccer. For anyone who doesn't know who Chris Kamara is, I guess you could kind of consider him a bit of like a kind of meme-worthy commentator at this point. There's a very famous video of him on YouTube where he doesn't know what's happening on the pitch. That's worth checking out. I don't know much about Chris Kamara in the grand scheme of things now I think about it, but I do know he had this game, and I do. This is like the, without ever actually having played this game, it is in my mind what I think about when I think about like the bargain bin at your local video game store. And I know this because I remember seeing this fucking game in my local video. So when I was a lot younger, we had a small independent video game store that I would go into like every week or so, just to kind of rummage around and see like what games are out and all the games I couldn't afford to buy. So what I would do is I would buy like things that were in the bargain bin, or things that were secondhand, or basically things that were cheap enough. So because the guy would do returns as well. So that is how I got to play, you know, some of the all-time greats like WCW Nitro. I played because I was doing this exchange thing. Funny enough, that was in the bargain bin as well. But one of the games that I remember seeing that I never did buy, because why would you, was Chris Kamara Street Soccer. You know, this was pretty sure this was going for like a £5 in there. And that's probably about £4 more than you should ever pay for a thing like this. Because look at this. God. Come on, let's just get this over and done with, I guess. Alright, what do we have options-wise? Oh, we actually do have options. Oh my god. There's no way we're doing 5 minutes of this. Fuck off. Super shots, replay on goal. Yeah, I want to see the replays on goal. You have vibration. What? Also, keep in mind, I'm pretty sure this is a game from the year 2000. I might be off by a year or two, but this is like, we are already like into the halcyon days of the PS1 at this point. And this is what you give us. How many people worked on this game? Nine. Music and sound effects. Giovanni, man. Wait, was this? This is an Italian developer, Pixel Storm. Great credit screen. Honestly, this feels like a Philips CDI game. Like, that's the only way I just, you know, that is what this is at its core. There's a variety of modes though, I'll give you that. What are these characters? this actually kind of is like WCW Nitro, because you do want to spend more time in the... What the fuck? You want to spend more time in the menu screen than you do actually want to, like, play in the game. I mean, that is just the same as that one, isn't it? Or this one? No, maybe not. Yeah, when I think of Canada, I think, oh, there are some baggy jeans. I mean, even for like the 6-month development cycle, and I'll be fucking generous with that. Like, surely if you're like the lead designer on this game, or like director, and your composer brings you this, I don't know, I gotta think you're like, just go back to the drawing board, like, just try again. Coliseum, which is definitely spelt like that. Death Valley, yep, that's where I want to play Street Soul. What is this game? This is, yeah, Easter Island. That's definitely where they play football. Oh, and unlockables. There's unlockable venues. Like, there's actual, like, physical fucking effort you have to put in to unlock things in this game. Isn't that a Mario Kart 64 map? Sure, Death Valley. Man, all of this, and I'm sure I'm going to want to play this for about 30 seconds and then stop. I can't go over this font, like... It's of that special, like... You know, we are working on peanuts to get this thing out the door. I mean, even fucking the controllers. Like... It's a badly cropped fucking JPEG of a PS1 controller. Like, across the board, the quality of this thing. Like, even the fucking X icon on the control pad at the bottom left, you can see that it's cropped at the right and the bottom of it. This is a special kind of terrible that I do admire. I really do. Alright, we have commentary. Like, this is Michelle's stage from Tekken 2. What the fuck are we doing?
Too bad.
Too bad. Annoyingly, it's not... I mean, it's still obviously a bad game, but it's not as truly broken as I was kind of like anticipating and / hoping. If anything, it's quite boring and it's slow as treacle.
Too bad.
It also does that thing where there's like no movement between... Like, on shooting at least, it's like the ball leaves your foot and then immediately is at the goalkeeper's hands.
Lovely ball. Too bad.
Not always, but it feels like it. Commentary is what it is.
No foul. It's a goal kick.
I want to be in the room where, like, how does a game like this come together, you know? There's... A publisher just like, right, look, we need to get a license, we need to get a player, get their name on the front of a football game, and then obviously ship it. Who can we get on a budget? Boom, you, Chris Kamara, you'll do. Alright, now we've got to find a developer that we can pay, you know, a packet of crisps and a pint, and get this thing out in 3 months' time. Boom, Pixel Storm, you'll do. You know, it's... Because I'm pretty sure this was made specifically in mind for stuff like the bargain bins, on the idea that you're, you know, you're a parent who doesn't have much money, and you've got a kid who's got a PlayStation, and they want a new game, and like, you know, the new FIFA is 40, 50 quid or whatever. I get it. I do get it.
Come on, you blues. Look at this.
But it is also still just a disgustingly cynical practice that, look, the PlayStation and this game are not the first to be guilty of such a practice. Lord knows I've got a Nintendo Wii in the other room,
No foul.
and for every one
Too bad.
game that was a shovelware title, the Nintendo Wii has 10 of them. And sold 10 times more copies because the Nintendo Wii was what the Nintendo Wii was. So, like, you know, I can't get on the case of this that much because...
No foul. Good
And look, let's just fucking go all the way back to E.T. You know, like, what were we, 82, 83?
Lovely ball.
Anything that you discuss when it comes to that sort of like practice, you start and you can stop at ET. But obviously there's so much that kind of comes afterwards.
Too bad.
And hey, for the purpose of this channel, it means I have more games to play. But I guess what's really fascinating is like the things that they didn't do, but then the things that they did do. Like, why? Why do we have these environment? Do you know what? I don't even want to fucking do, like... Because the game is what the game is, you know, like, whatever. But why do we have environments like Colosseum and fucking Skyscraper? I mean, Skyscraper, I guess, stylistically could work. But, like, Death Valley. You know, like, did they have a fucking mood board with Chris Kamara? And I was like, right... You know, when you see Chris Kamara, what do you think? And then someone was like, Death Valley. Or they were fucking watching, you know, Best of Undertaker. He's like All Japan fucking tour or something. It was like, oh yeah, that guy. He was from Death Valley, right? Like, I just don't understand how you do that kind of thing. Or whether it's just like, and also like the fucking loading times and thing. What are we doing? This is not Final Fantasy 9 for God's sake. Or maybe the game just crashed. Who knows? Do you know what? I think the game might have just crashed. Ay. Okay, alright. Let's just, I'm gonna wipe this over here for a second. Because I want to see I do want to see one or two more of these venues. And it's not going to take that long to get back into the game, because, again, no FMVs to worry about. And hey, you know, even a bad PlayStation game still has this boot up screen. So, like, even when you're losing, you're winning. I feel like I've seen that developer before, though. But I don't know where. It might have been another PS1 football game, in fairness. I'll have to look and see. Because there's one other, like, there's another street soccer game that I did record a video of, but I couldn't use the footage, and I need to go back and do that at some point. It was like Puma Street Style Soccer. Was that them? Or was it just another fucking developer with like a low resolution logo? Is this game self-aware? I don't know. But I don't even think I can get back in to play another match if I want to. So like here we are, I guess. Boy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, but I guess that's what we're getting out of this game today for this video. Oh, baby. Chris Kamara Street. So, yeah, year 2000 Pixel Storm. Right, I just want to check. Do I have another Pixel Storm on here? No, I don't, because it wouldn't actually be on here yet. But I'll check in my own time, because I'm curious. But well, look, it's got to go down here somewhere. You know, it functional for the 2.5 minutes of it that I played. It probably is better than at least a couple of games at the bottom of this list. As always, I will skew to, like, if you are at like the latter stages of the PS1, I will probably skew harsher against you, because you have no right being like that bad, because we had good games for the PS1 by this point, football wise. And I think also, I guess, kind of like Marcel Desailly, like, there's something that's kind of extra cynical when it's just about, like, slapping a name on the front of a box and just thinking that will sell. But there is something slightly more fucking comedic about using Chris Kamara against, like, World Cup winner Marcel Desailly. So it doesn't quite hit on the same sort of, you know, doesn't quite have the same joie de vivre to it, or whatever the fuck. So it's not below Marcel Desailly. So you know, good for you, I guess, Chris Kamara. It's better than Striker Pro. It's better than 442, and it's probably slightly marginally better than Onside Complete Soccer, which I actually think is called Complete Onside Soccer, but I don't care to look. It's staying that way. So I think I'll slap you. You're not even like in the bottom 3. So well done for whatever the fuck that is worth. Chris Kamara Street Soccer takes the 51st position. I feel like my reasoning is sound and is logic, and also I'm pretty sure it launched as like a bargain bin title. So this thing, I don't think even at its launch cost more than about 20 quid. Might be wrong, but I feel like I'm kind of on the ball with that. So, you know, but as cynical as I could look at this thing, this was never like a full released priced title, and you know, whatever. Whatever. All right, well, yep, that's that one. Yeah, go play Football Kingdom. Yeah. All right, cool. We'll leave it there. Thank you for watching this. Please tell me if you ever played this when it came out. If you were one of those people that like, Mum, please go and buy me a game, and this is what you came home with. And yeah, like, subscribe. See you again for another installment of the Beautiful Gamepad.